to sort of see the game, I guess, through the way we see it, has been a blast. But I've had so much fun.
Well, Jason is very much one of those people that think everybody in the NBA is just out there running and jumping and chucking up threes.
I've never said that once.
Not wrong.
Let me ask you this. How has the game changed? Because it does feel like the NBA has changed from, especially when we were kids. It's continuing to evolve. It's continuing to use more floor space. How have you seen it continue to change now as an analyst from when you played?
Well, for one, the pace has changed, and there's all these advanced analytics that talk about pace, right? But pace is sort of a deceiving stat because it's sort of just tracking, how much you're going up and down. But now with every player being so skilled, like now centers shoot threes, power forwards, everybody shoots threes. Right. Everybody can handle the ball to a certain extent. Now some guys don't, but most teams and most of the good teams, everybody is such a dynamic player that the court is even more spread out. So now you're seeing longer closeouts. You're seeing guys be able to drive and kick, and all that stuff in the half court is happening so much more. I also think that, a side note, like that's why we're seeing a few more injuries. Like the pace is it's similar to like the 90s, but there is so much more movement and so much more dynamic movement.
Oh, interesting.
We've gotten to a place where I think the game is in a good place. It's just different than it was. And a lot of that was, Golden State coming in and Splash Brothers and all these teams shooting threes. And I also had this thing where it's like, that was great for them. And they had two of the best shooters of all time. Yeah. And now you're sort of watching, some of these other teams, like teams that are sort of tanking or rebuilding and young, and they're playing the same way. And it's like, it's glaring when you're taking 50 threes and you're missing, 42 of them.
Threes? 50 fucking threes.
Make some adjustments.
Is insane.
Yeah.
Insane for an entire game.
I mean, by the way, that's like, it's like normal now. Like teams that don't even shoot the three well shoot high 40s. So it's wild. But I can always find things that I really appreciate about the game. I mean, we have some of the best young players. We sort of have this like weird moment right now, or it's a great moment of like, we still have the LeBrons, the KDs, the Stephs, like all these guys that we've known for years. But we also have these young guys who are fucking incredible. And they are like ushering in this new era of superstars. So to me, the game's in such a good place, and I'm excited about it.
Give me a quick three of these young guys. Who do you think is really going to be taking over this league, or who are your three favorite, or a couple of them right now?
I mean, Wemby is like if you guys,
that's insane, dude. He's an alien. Can't tell me he's not an alien.
If you haven't had a chance to see him play in person, I got to see him in person for the first time. Like his follow through on a free throw is like 9-10. So think about when he jumps and when he fades away, you're not blocking it. And then defensively, it's fun to watch him play defense, and we don't really say that often about guys. So he's like the obvious like outlier of just like a complete freak of nature, but also so dedicated to the game. Shea's obviously just on his tear. We'll win another MVP in my opinion, and they're the best team in basketball. Another guy that I love watching play is Cade Cunningham.
Nice. Yeah.
He's like, I think he's so good. I mean, he's so under control.
He finally took off this year. Had Detroit number one in the East.
Yeah. So like I said, game's in a good place, and that's just three of the few young guys that are really good.
Are there guys in the league that you watch play and just like, man, if I just had one fucking dribble, I'd fucking go up and put him in his place and stuff him in the fucking rim.
Brother, every day. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to, I'm sure, Jason, you like, it's hard to not to watch games and think like, oh man, like certain moments, especially end of games, big plays, like big moments, like that's the one thing that I feel like I do miss that you never really get back. But also like, and I gave everything I had to my career, and I'm happy with what I'm doing now, and it's fun to be on this side. But yeah, I'd for sure challenge a lot of those guys. I'd try. It might not go well, but I'd try.
Well, we got to ask you, as two Clevelanders, what do you think of the Cavs? What are we going to do in the playoffs?
Toronto just tied it up. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know. We'll see. So the biggest thing was like, man, like physicality in the playoffs over the last couple of years has sort of been the thing that they didn't match well. In the first two games against Toronto, you're like, man, this team looks pretty good. They're playing free. I think they're so talented. Donovan Mitchell is unbelievable. We know what James Harden is. I think they just need to get some of that like you know what, like, let's go out and let's play defense aggressively as we possibly can. Take the Oklahoma City model of like, they just foul the shit out of people, and they sort of look at the reps like, I dare you to call everyone. You can't.
Yeah, that's kind of the Belichick way in the NFL. Make them call it in the playoffs.
You know what I mean? And the game just changes in the playoffs. So I love their team. I think, like, especially if Orlando gets past Detroit, like, that's their matchup in the second round, and Orlando's sort of up and down, and they match up well lengthwise. So I think they've got a chance. You just need to see them play like a much more physical brand of basketball, I think, in my opinion.
Come on, baby. Come on, Mobley. Come on, baby. Start throwing those fucking bows in the fucking paint, man.
Mobley was the guy that, like, I realized, like, I should probably retire when I was, like, lined up next to him. It's just a freak, just 6'11", like, I couldn't get around him. I was like, you know what? It's probably time. It's time.
Is there an art with, like, the fouls to, like, one, not get called, but two, just really get in the other person's head, especially if they're like a shooter? Like, what do you do to, like, take a team out of 3-point shooting by getting maybe their best players rattled?
Yeah, I think it's, like, very player dependent. Like, some guys don't like contact. Some guys do like contact. The guys that don't like contact, it's about, like, from the tip, like, making sure you get a hand on, or they feel you at every moment, you know, like, really, like, making them realize, hey, you're gonna be in for a long night. Like, physically, I'm gonna rough you up a little bit. For team wise, taking away the three is so hard because, like we just talked about, the court's so spread out. I think that's what Detroit's running into right now is, you know, they don't have a lot of great 3-point shooting, and on top of that, they're not shooting the ball well from three, and so that court just shrinks. You know, so they're packing the paint. So now you're not getting inside as easily, and the whole game changes. So defensively, like, to me, physicality in the playoffs is what really, like, sets team apart. Like Oklahoma City, like I just mentioned, like, they're on you at every moment of the game. And, you know, I say they foul. I wouldn't say they just play so physical that they're sort of setting the team that hits first and sets the physicality level. Like, that's the team that sort of dictates the game, in my opinion. Especially
similar in the NFL, man. If you come out and you fucking set the tone early, man, that'll put a team in a tough position.
Yeah, is that like a thing you guys would, like, talk or think about? Is like, hey, like, what, you know, whether even if you're starting offensively, like, you're like, hey, like, we just want to make our presence felt first drive.
First play, we're going to come out in 13%. We're coming out with three tight ends. And we're going to run dive right at them. And we're going to set this tone. We're coming right down the middle. It would also be also telling what the coaches thought of the game. Because it'd be like, hey, second play, we're going to start with a trick play. And say, okay, you don't think we can match it physically. We're going straight to the trick plays. You got it, coach. We're going flicker. So they'll never – we got to sneak one off the top of these boys.
He didn't really believe in us like I thought he did. But, okay, so, like, let me ask you a question. Like, you'd come out – like, say you in women's basketball and football are usually the money earners at schools. And, like, so those sports, like, there should be a union. There should be a collective bargaining agreement. There should be a salary cap. That we have to sort of rein in the transfer thing. I get it. Like, you shouldn't be stuck at a school, but you can't. I mean, some guys are on their fifth school in 5 years.
Yeah, there should be a commitment, like a 1, 2, 3 year deal. Like, there should be something from the player that's like, hey, I'm bought into this relationship as well.
I mean, you said it. Like, you have to fall in love with the university. Like, I loved going to the University of Oklahoma, and I'm not saying, like, it's wrong now, because kids are doing what they should be doing. Like, go get as much money as possible, and, you know,
for sure.
do whatever.
If you're not the starter here, go to a school that'll pay you to be the starter.
Yeah, there's no blame from me on the athlete side. I just think there needs to be parameters, just because, you know, and also something that's not talked about really is, like, some of the other sports are being affected by this as well, because they're, like, some schools are cutting some of these non-revenue sports.
Oh, shit.
You know, and it's messing up the whole ecosystem. And, like, dude, I mean, you look at, like, we're always so good at the Olympics because every college, you have so many different avenues to go wrestle, to go do whatever sport it is you do. And if other sports are affected by this NIL and the big money-making sports, then I don't think that's okay too. I think everybody, if we're going to pay student athletes, everybody should get some. I'm not saying everybody should get the exact same amount, but everybody should get some, and then there should also be, all the other sports should be taken care of as well.
So how much did you get under the table at Oklahoma?
Dude, I was
Very
getting
nice.
gift cards to Chili's.
Oh, sweet. Applebee's. Hell yeah.
Those appetizers at Applebee's are going down easy, boys.
Real Midwestern deep cut.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is luxury. Longhorn Steakhouse. No way.
Yeah. Dude, the bread rolls at Longhorn
No.
Steakhouse.
We go to St. Joe, Missouri
Come on.
every fucking year, dude. And it is like the classiest establishment in St. Joe. They're going to fucking kill me for saying that. But it is literally one of the big, I'm only there for like 3 weeks and it's right next to campus. So we go there whenever we want to like get the team together. I fucking pig out. They just bring the rolls out the entire time. Like it doesn't just start in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like as they come out of the oven, just like, yeah, just bring those things on over here.
It's the best. Especially like these college towns too. Like you go eat like a king.
Dude, we had Lane Johnson early when he got there. He was, I forget if it's Longhorn or Outback because I always just associate them as like pretty much the same restaurant in my head.
Yeah.
But
One's got
he's
rolls
like,
and the
dude,
other's got blooming onions.
either way, he's like, dude, you got to get the chicken fingers. And I'm like, bro, you want me to go get the chicken fingers? He's like, just trust me. And I was like, how much have you eaten of like Longhorn to know that the chicken fingers
yeah.
is like where you've gotten to that part of the menu that you're just getting chicken fingers. So we went and I got the chicken fingers and he was right. The chicken fingers were absolutely fantastic. Blake, you're drafted number 1 overall to the Clippers. What was it like going to the NBA, being the number 1 overall draft pick?
I mean, truly, like, obviously like a dream come true, but also like, I don't know if people remember, but like the Clippers was like,
you put the clip. Yeah, you took the Clippers up there.
They had the number 1 pick for a reason. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And like, dude, I remember like, I think it was Bill Simmons wrote like an article, like saying like, it was like an open letter to Tommy Griffin, my dad. It was like, don't let the Clippers draft your son. Like, like
Warning.
Really,
Warning.
you know what I mean? Like, because they were famously had like 3 number 1 picks that none of them panned out. And so there was like a lot of unknown and it was like a little bit daunting, but I kind of like, it was sort of, it helped like the fact that I went to Oklahoma because it wasn't like at the time, it wasn't really a program that like, it wasn't like a top 25 consistently year after year. And the whole conversation that I had with my coach, Jeff Capel there was like, you want to be a part of building something, you know what I mean? It means a lot to do that. And so I sort of had that experience in college and I kind of went in the NBA sort of with the same mindset of like, hey, like, let's try to turn this around. And like, I don't think I realized the history of the Clippers at the time, but, we got lucky. We had some great young players and Chris Paul came and that team, started running. And I think that's one of the things that we're like very proud of to this day is like, the Clippers still have their faults, but like, they're not looked at in the same light, and we felt like we were sort of like, part of that team that sort of tried to change that mindset of the Clippers.
When it was you, CP, DeAndre Jordan, fucking dunking on everybody, every fucking game was a highlight reel. Like that shit made everybody Clipper fans, man. And it definitely boosted the stock. And then you get Steve Ballmer creating a new stadium for him. Like you could definitely tell that it started when
Blake Griffin didn't expect a simple podcast conversation to turn into something so deeply personal. But the moment Travis Kelce mentioned Taylor Swift, everything shifted. There was a pause, the kind that carries weight, the kind that tells you something real is about to unfold. Travis wasn't just talking about a wedding. He was talking about a moment in his life that clearly meant more than headlines or public attention. And when he casually revealed that Blake was invited, it wasn't delivered like a celebrity flex. It felt genuine, almost emotional. Blake Griffin, known for his composure and confidence, was visibly moved. You could hear it in his voice, that subtle change when someone realizes they've been included in something meaningful. This wasn't just an event. This was a deeply personal chapter in Travis Kelce's life with Taylor Swift, a relationship that has already captured the world's attention. But in that moment, it felt stripped of all the noise. It felt human. Travis spoke in a way that reflected pride, but also a sense of vulnerability. Inviting someone like Blake wasn't about status, it was about connection. It showed how much he values the people around him, how he sees beyond the spotlight. And for Blake, that invitation wasn't just surprising, it was touching. It carried a kind of respect that isn't always spoken out loud. But when it is, it lands hard. The conversation quickly turned into something deeper than expected. It wasn't just about a wedding anymore. It became about friendships, trust, and the quiet moments that define real relationships. Travis didn't need to say much to make it clear how important Taylor Swift is to him. The way he spoke, the tone he carried, it all pointed to something sincere, something grounded. Blake's reaction said everything. There was no over-the-top response, just a genuine appreciation, the kind that comes when you feel seen and valued. It's rare to witness that kind of authenticity, especially in a space where everything often feels curated. But this moment stood out because it wasn't trying to impress anyone. It simply existed as it was. As the conversation moved forward, there was an unspoken understanding between them. Moments like these don't need dramatic build-ups or scripted lines. They speak for themselves. Travis Kelce didn't just share an invitation. He shared a piece of his life, and Blake Griffin felt it. And maybe that's why this moment resonates so strongly. Because behind the fame, behind the headlines, there are real emotions, real connections, and real people navigating something meaningful. In a world that often focuses on the spectacle, this felt like a quiet reminder that sometimes the smallest gestures carry the biggest impact.